Welcome back. If you are just joining us now, we have been chatting with Michael Trinidad, the manager of Charles Sturt Winery and Cellar Door. We're now going to hear about how he's bringing the Cellar Door to Hay for a very special fundraising event and his connection to Hay in the past. Now, you are bringing the Cellar Door to Hay, and we are very excited about that on the 28th of June for a bit of a wine tasting event at the Hay Services Club. Tell us a little bit about that and what the listeners could be expecting.
Yes, so thank you very much for inviting us. We're very excited to showcase our wines to the people of Hay and the surrounding towns. We are only 2 hours away, so if you like what you taste, you can always drive and come visit us, or you can obviously buy our wine at our website. It's going to be a very informative night. It's going to be a very fun and enjoyable evening. We will be tasting 6 different wines from our boutique and premium ranges. But I'd like to think, because we're a university, I've always been mindful about how we present our wine tasting experience. So it is very educational. So I talk about the different wines, I talk about the varieties, we talk about the flavors, what to expect. We really go through the whole experience of wine tasting. So it's open to people who may not know a lot about wine and want to learn more, but also for people who enjoy wine and want to get a bit more information. It's also catered to them. So I'd like to think that it's a very different wine tasting experience. It is going to be our usual wine tasting experience. If you come to Cellar Doors, about an hour. It can go up to 45 minutes to an hour, because we do talk through wines. We just don't pour and sort of leave you to your own devices. We like to talk to you about the wine. We like to talk about the story of the wine, why it was made, what the significance it has to our establishment. We talk about the winemaker and their vision for the wine. So it's really more collaborative and more informative, which I think makes it a more interesting experience. You're not just sort of sat on a table, handed glasses of wine, and you just sort of have to guess what you're drinking. I talk about flavors. Look, I don't have the best palate. I will admit very freely. So I taste things that people don't necessarily taste. But that's what wine's all about. It's about personal experience, and you may taste a certain fruit, and I may not taste that fruit, but it doesn't matter, because it's your palate, and as long as you like it and you're enjoying it, and I think that's the most important aspect, or the most important part of the whole wine tasting experience. In saying that, also, it's not only for wine lovers. You don't need to drink wine. You don't have to be a wine connoisseur. You don't have to drink wine on a regular basis to enjoy the experience. For me, it's always about experiencing wine. It's not about liking wine. You may not like the wine, but at least you experience it. And we'll be going through different varietals that some of them you probably have never heard of previously, and so it just expands your palate. You say, hey, I never knew that this grape variety existed, and I quite like it. So the next time you go to a bottle shop, you can look for that variety, and you know what your expectations are. So I think it's a great experience, and I hope I get to see many of you listeners there at the evening.
So in saying that, it's a real, I guess, sensory event, the taste and smell, and you get to compare notes with other people around the table, I guess.
Yes, that's another nice aspect of wine tasting. Well, I can only talk about my establishment. We sort of don't insist on things. We don't say, yes, this wine is definitely dry, or this wine is definitely sweet. We like people to talk about it, because again, our experiences are very different. Wine is all about the flavors that you taste is really a lot to do with memory, and you think of, I remember visiting my nan, and she fed us, she gave us this lolly, and this reminds me of it. It may not taste exactly of that lolly, but that's sort of the memory that it conjures up, and obviously your memories are very different from the person you're sitting beside, and so that makes it nice, because then you have a conversation about what you're experiencing and what you're tasting, which is great. It makes it exciting. You sort of don't want to be lectured, and I definitely won't be lecturing anyone about and insisting what you taste. You taste what you taste is what I always say. I can share with you what I taste, and if you don't taste it, that's fine. I want to know what you taste as well, because then maybe I can taste that also. The wine is not just one fruit flavor or one specific flavor, and the more flavors that I can get because I hear it from other people's experiences, just it enriches my knowledge of my wine, and it also makes my wine drinking more enjoyable, because then I have much more flavors to sort of taste and experience as I drink a wine.
So yeah, if you are interested in attending the 2Hey FM wine tasting fundraiser event, you can jump online to 2heyfm.com.au to purchase your ticket. And just remember, you need to purchase your ticket before the event. There are no ticket sales on the night, because we'll be busy tasting the wine and doing many other things. Remember also, we've got raffles happening, and there's also tasting platters. Now, Michael, you have been to Hay before, doing some other types of things for Charles Sturt University. So there might be some people that are attending that might recognise you from when you were in the high school giving talks about studying.
Yeah, oh wow. Yes, that's true. It would have been 2020, so many of these kids are probably at uni and just finishing. But yeah, I used to be a student ambassador for Charles Sturt University, and I did. We went to the high school and did a presentation on the university, which was fun. I still think that having a museum in a school is just the most fascinating thing, and I really enjoyed it. And hopefully one day I get to go back and have a proper look at the museum. I didn't really have time to look at the museum. Yeah, so if you remember me, come visit me. I assume that you're old enough to drink wine by now, so come and say hi and join us.
A lot of students, when they do finish high school, do travel across to Wagga and live on campus at Charles Sturt University. And we actually know Gemma, who was one of the best students of all time from the Hay War Memorial High School, won so many awards, and she's gone on to study Vet Med at Charles Sturt University. And you had the opportunity to meet her just a few weeks ago.
Yes, so aside from being the cellar door manager, I also work at the vet clinic. So I graduated from Charles Sturt University with a Bachelor of Veterinary Technology. And as a veterinary technologist, I work at the University Hospital, or the small animal hospital, for spay clinic. So when vet science students do their spay procedures on campus, I am part of the team that sort of support them during the process. And yes, I have met Gemma, so it's nice. Again, it's nice to see. Look, not Gemma. I mean, in general, I enjoy that role, because I do see these kids mature and grow throughout their education and to become vets. So sometimes I meet them at third year, if not even earlier, and then I see them at fourth year for their spay clinic, and then I see them fifth year, and then I see them in their final year, and just to see the growth and the maturity, and it's amazing. It's nice. It's a really nice feeling, and I think that's another reason why I do enjoy my role at the university as an educator, because I do like seeing people fulfill their dreams. I mean, a lot of these kids have always wanted, you talk to them about why you want to be a vet, and their answer is always, well, I've always wanted to be a vet ever since I was 5 years old. And to see them fulfill their dreams and grow and to be part of that journey with them is a really nice feeling. So I do enjoy that. So yes, if you remember me from my visit in 2020 and you went to Charles Sturt University because I was there, thank you very much. Come and say hi when I'm back in town.
And look, Michael, I think you're most probably one of the best advocates for lifelong learning, because you're also doing further studies again, but this time it's related to wine. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why you decided to do that?
Yes, so I'm studying my third degree. So I have a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies from the Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines. I graduated in 1994. And then in 2020, I graduated with a Bachelor of Veterinary Technology from Charles Sturt University. And this year, I decided to start a Bachelor of Wine business. I'm a first-year student again. Why did I do it? I miss studying. I miss learning, and it's something that I didn't really enjoy when I was growing up. When I was younger, I went to uni because I had to. And now I went to uni because I wanted to, and I enjoy learning. I think wine business is something that aligns very well with my role at the cellar door, because it gives me the science behind how to make wine. I think I have to make my own wine next year, which is terrifying. It's a terrifying thought, but anyway, yeah. So it's important for me to sort of understand more about the wine process and the different flavors. So again, just to build my knowledge on wine, I thought it was important for me to study more. I have a level 2 in WSET, which is the Wine Spirit Education Trust level 2 qualification, which I finished a few years ago. And that sort of started me on this journey to, I think I want to learn more about flavors and how those flavors are obtained and why those flavors are obtained, and all of the different processes. So I do a bit of viticulture, I do a bit of wine science and winemaking, and then there's a few business subjects as well. So it's going well so far. Yeah, but it's 6 years, so I'm going to be studying for a long time. 6 years part time. Unfortunately, it's only study. You can only do it part time. So I'll be studying for a little bit longer still.
Well, that's good, because lifelong learning, I am a strong advocate also of, and I think it's so important. So congratulations on that. Now, one thing the listeners might be wanting to know is, on the night when you're in Hay, are people allowed to place orders or order wine whilst you're there?
Yes, so wine will be available for sale. I will bring a limited amount of stock with me on the day, so you can possibly order on the day and collect your order that night, if not the following day. But if someone is, feeling a bit happy to spend a bit more and want to order large volumes, then I can always just deliver it, and they can pick it up that Monday, the Monday after. So it just depends on sales and volumes, but yes, you can buy wine on the day.
That's great to hear. Well, thank you so much for having a chat to us today.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.